Good evening. I'd like to showcase a mod that I quite like to use when I'm playing Skyrim. It allows me to construct two various sizes of cabins and shacks in and around Skyrim, just about anywhere I like. And there are also basements and small caves that you can also use as a dwelling. As well as that, you can make different sorts of furniture and crafting stations, etc., to place in your huts, and make a livable home for yourself anywhere you like in the landscape of Skyrim. Now I'd like to take you first of all through these set of instructions for a new installation of this game, which I would like to say is a mod that originally was made for the old Skyrim, but if you download it manually and place it into your Vortex files through the add mod from files button, then it will be placed in your inventory and you can activate it in the normal way, and it runs perfectly in Skyrim SE as well. So this is now a video that I'm recording in SE, so you can see how it works in the new special edition version. Now this is it's constructible shacks installed version 2. Please answer the following questions so the mod can provide you the best possible experience. Now, okay. Now it says here, now, are you using Frostfall by Chesco? Well, I'm not in this playthrough, so we'll take no. Burrows and basements are underground dwellings that can be purchased from carpenters. Placing these in wrong locations, such as building a basement on top of a house, can be immersion breaking. It is your own responsibility not to break your own game's immersion. If you choose to have these in game, would you like to be able to purchase these from carpenters? Now we're going to vote yes, because they're quite fun things to have. Are you upgrading from version 1, or is this a new install? Now this is a fresh install, so we'll press this button, and then Checkmaster spell allows you to access all shack items and manipulate all items, but is not lore friendly. Would you like to receive this spell? Now I'm going to tick here yes, because it allows me to get all of the units and constructions out of this mod for free in one go by using a spell, and then I can show you how it works. But normally you will have to go to a vendor to buy these things. Now in the place I'm standing now, if this has worked properly, on the other side of this hill there should be a shack with a carpenter already in it. And if that's not the case, then I've done something wrong. But we'll just check over here, but I think it is there. Yes, there it is. Now you can see it. Carpenter's camp discovered. Now there is one thing you do need to know. This is the same location as the location used by Camping in the Woods from Live Another Life alternate start mod. In the installation of this mod, as you install it into your mod organizer, you will be asked, do you want the full version, which is this one, which you come here and there's a guy standing over there as a carpenter, and you can get or buy the equipment that you need from him. The other one is indoors only. Then you will not find this guy sitting here. It'll be just vanilla area. And if you do choose to use the live another life alternate start, then you can use the camping version start here, but then you'll have to make your way into River Run, and then upstairs above the general store you'll find another vendor, which is in fact this carpenter guy that's sitting here, and you can buy and sell things from him as well. And he has got quite a large amount of money, so if you've got things you want to get rid of that are difficult to get rid of elsewhere because of the cost, you can quite often sell them to him. But anyway, we shall go over here and have a little conversation with him, because you should get a free shack now to place anywhere you like.
Yes?
Now, what have you for sale?
Take a look.
Now, these are all the things you can buy. Okay, let's have a look. Alchemy table, let's go here. You can buy all these basic burrow shelter full, which means that it's got a bed and a few bits and pieces in it, and then the same with further down. Large basement, which you can build underneath of a house that you've already made, or just put a hole in the ground with a trapdoor to access it anywhere you like. And then you've got a large shack basic, a large shack full, a large shack sheltered empty, and the large shack empty sheltered is then completely weatherproof. The rain doesn't come through the roof, and it's insulated. You can live in it, and you can, if you're playing Frostfall, it's a shelter area where you can get warm and can stay warm. And if we go further down, shack basic, this is a smaller version of the same thing. Also in the three different kinds: basic shack, shack empty, shack full, and that is not sheltered, and then basic, empty, and full. Also, it is new, well sheltered, so you protected from the weather. But we'll come out of here, and if I remember rightly, if I go over here and search the chest, we have a starter shack, and we have spell, tome, moves, items. If we take that, we've got a shack that we can put somewhere, and if we take this, then we can use the spell that uses to move things around inside where you place them in the shack, and move the shack itself. Now let's get out of here, and if we go over here, that's an axe. If you have that axe in your inventory, then you can use it to hit a shack that you want to demolish, and it will demolish the shack, and if I remember rightly, you'll get your construction materials back. And then there's a saw. That is also something that we'll be getting into later on. It's another tool for manipulating the things you can do. And here it is a book which gives you all the information you need on how to use the mod. It's sort of written in in-game readme. It tells you how to buy things, how to build things, how to place things, what sort of things you can buy, what the options are, and you can go through that and then put that in your inventory. That will be sitting there now, if I remember rightly, on the books. Checkmaster tome. Now we've got that spell log we were talking about, the cheater spell, where you can get everything for nothing. There's a spell to move items. That's another spell. Oh, and then you can. Oh, just a minute. No, that's something else. Close that. We'll get rid of that. That's from Vivid Weathers. We'll leave that where it is. But anyway, this is something else. Is also nothing for you. And that's a clairvoyance spell, which is also nothing for you from something else that I've also got involved in it. So we'll go there and let's have a look. Master Shack spell. Now we've equipped that. We'll come out here. So, okay, now we've got some different things here. Get item is the thing we're going to look at the moment first off, and the other things we'll campaign to later. These are things that we can all get ready made. This is open shacks, and they have got no weatherproofing. This is empty, basic and full, which is different levels of furnishing within the shack itself. And then it is large, the same thing. So it is the smaller version, which is a small little one-room shack, suitable for one, maybe two people if you're lucky. And then this is a slightly larger shack where you can get a bit more equipment in it and do all sorts of different things, but it is also not weatherproofed. We go back, then we've got sheltered, and then we have the same thing. This is the small shacks, and this is the large shacks. And then underground, cave, basement, basic, full, basement large, etc, etc, etc. So, and then crafting, cooking, alchemy, cooking, crafting, enchantment, grindstone, all sorts of work of crafting stations that you can buy. Compact cooking, alchemy, standard cooking unit, crafting, that's an anvil for if you wish to do any blacksmithing, an enchantment station, a grindstone, a tanning rack, and a workbench for the armour. Crafting 2, wooden chopping block, a smelter, a compact smelter, and that's only 3 items in this particular thing. Miscellaneous, bed, table, cupboard, end table, barrel, candle, tent, chair, blah blah blah. All things that you can try out later on. And other is things to help you get things to work better in the shop. This is your starter shack. Would you like to get? Well, we've already got that from the chest by the carpenter, so we won't bother with that. The purchase guide, we've already got that as well, which we also took from there, so that can all go back there. And then console, start the carpenter, wall lamp, chandelier, bridge, container transfer, master spell, all sorts of things to help you work it out. And you can read all about that in the book, and we'll be coming back to those at a later date. Now that's about all we can tell you about that, so we'll get rid of that, and then we'll take that out of our hot little hand, and we'll go off somewhere and see if we can build us a shack. This is, by the way, one of the cooking stations that you can build in your as you have your shack. And this is where the armor workbench that you can make. This is the standard size shack, and this is an unsheltered version because it's got a window and the roof is open. And inside you have a bed, a chest, and a barrel. And if you had the sheltered version, then there would be no window and the roof would be shut, and there would be a door in the doorway. One of the other things you can do is make platforms to make working areas. That's something else to be got into at a later stage. It sits under other things. It's planks and things like that. And you can make these something like this, and then you can put a workstation on it, or you can make it into a sitting area, or whatever you want to do, really. Yeah, off we go. What I'm going to do in this particular video is just show you how to basic place your shack. And we'll go up here because there's a fairly flat area up here, so we can put a shack here quite easily. I'm a little bit over encumbered, but never mind. Now, here we go. Now, we open up our inventory, and we go to this stuff, and this is a starter shack. Now, we're going to place this. So, the first thing to do is use. Press E. Okay. And then drop. And then build item. Drop item, it just drops a box on the floor that you can pick up again to take it with you. The build item, we're going to place your shack, and we'll be asked some questions in a minute. So, build item. The shack building will start where you are standing right now, and will be the center of the shack, and its doorway will open to the direction you are facing once the building is complete. It cannot be reversed. Continue. Now, we'll turn that off for a minute because we're going to go back. Turn this off, because before you do anything, it is advisable to make a save. And if you do that, then if anything goes wrong with your shack building experience, then you can just go back to your save and start again. The shack building will start blah blah blah. Okay, now we're going to say yes. In the general, what is the weather like here? No snow, light snow, or heavy snow? Well, we're standing in a little snow, so we'll say light snow. In relation to where you are standing now, the center of the shack floor would be level at your feet at a higher elevation. Well, just for fun, we're going to go for a higher elevation, because if we so level at our feet, there's a very good chance that you'll have grass clipping through the floor, etc., and you don't really want that. So, we're standing on a slight slope, and we'll put it at one elevation above the floor, above the ground. We will take a small window. Would you like to mark this as a fast travel reference point? Well, we'll put that in there for fun. I usually don't bother, but we'll put it in for fun. So yes. So, and that sounded like it was hard work. So, and now I'm standing in my shack. And there's my chest. And there's my bed. There's the open roof because it's not a sheltered shack. There's a small window at the back, and there's a doorway. And if I come out here, you'll see I'm standing above the ground. Now, we can also put stairs down to get out of and into your shack. Just drop down there for a minute, because now look how high we are. But I just did that to show you some of the things you can do with this, because now you're standing on a high platform and you can make a sort of a lookout tower out of it if you wish to. But now I'm going to go back to my save and start again, and I'm going to build it on the ground. Just to show you the best way. Now, there we go. Build item. Yes. Right, we are. Now we'll do this time level at our feet on a slope and no elevation. Small window. Mark this elevation. Now there you go. But unfortunately we have got grass clipping through the floor. But we have got our shack. Now, if you see there, it's sitting on the ground, and you have now a shack where you can sleep and you can store stuff. Now, just for fun, let's see if we can move it up a little so that we can lose some of that grass clipping through. Where are we? Not enough magicka. But now I do. Move it. Push up. Pull up. Average. Now we've made it a little higher, but there's still grass coming through it. Okay, move, pull up. We'll do average again. And you can see every time I do that, it moves up slightly. And if you look here, there are small pillars underneath the shack, so it's not floating above the ground. It's going to look alright, it's not going to look silly. But we're going to move it up a little bit more. And now we're going to go pull up a greater amount. Now, if you look now it's no grass clipping through the floor. It's raised above the ground. You've got a stairway to get into your shack, and you can use it. So that's a little bit of how you're going to do this to make your shacks to live in anywhere you like. So as you can see, you can place them within the world space of Skyrim anywhere you like, and you can manipulate them to move up, down, left, right, turn slightly if you're not happy with the orientation, and pretty well make a livable place to live in. I've used it to make a forge before now in another mod that didn't have a forge. I've used it to make hunter or ranger cabins in woods all over the place. And as I say, you can put it anywhere you like. And this open system that is using at the moment, unsheltered, is alright if you're not using something like Chesto's Frostfall or something like that. You won't freeze to death at night. But if you are going to be doing that, then you're going to be needing to use the sheltered version, which, as I say, has no window, has a door in the doorway, and the roof is not open to the sky, so you'll be protected from the weather and insulated from the cold. So now we'll leave it at that for now, and at a later date I may go into further, but I will be leaving a link from where you can get this mod from in the description, so anybody that wants to try it out can give it a go. And as I say, it works seamlessly in the new version, second edition of special edition, whatever you want to call it, Skyrim. But it comes originally from the old standard Skyrim that came out 10 years ago. But for some reason, there are one or two other mods like this one. I use another one for bandanas, which was also originally for old Rim, and is now also, you can also seamlessly use in this in the new version. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you another time, boys and girls.